As you could very clearly see, this is not set up for interviews, but Nolan, who has been interning with us for how long?
It's been about 3 months.
For the last 3 months is leaving right now. He just came to say goodbye. My wife was in here, and my wife was asking him questions about what he wants to do because he's now going into his junior year in college.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I want to ask you. First, what do you want to do after college?
To be honest, I pretty much have no idea. But the jobs that I have done and some of the classes I've taken have given me kind of a little bit of insight that I wouldn't have had otherwise, that I love people, love interacting with people, love helping people. And so whatever job I eventually get to will be something where I can help people. But I'm also super interested in finances. I'm majoring in accounting and business management. So it'll probably be somewhere in the helping people with finances realm or the marketing side of things.
Okay, so what my wife said as she was talking to you was internships are like the key to a successful path in college. She did a bunch of internships. You just finished one here. How helpful have internships been for you as far as honing in what you want to do?
Yeah, it's been the most beneficial thing I've done in business career, classes-wise, school-wise, everything. I think internships have been top of the list. For me, it's like you have so many different companies that you can work for with such different styles, such different environments. And so I would have no idea like what to compare any experience to unless I had taken multiple internships and done something with them, interacted with people from that company, interacted with the systems and the way that they do that. And so I couldn't recommend internships enough. Like it's huge. It gives you, kind of lets you know what you personally enjoy, and then it also lets you kind of view other companies and take the things that you think they did really well and then look at things that they didn't do well. And if you ever want to run your own company or be helpful in whatever company you end up doing and being in, you get to bring those things to the table, and it's huge.
Okay. How different was what you expected it to be like working here 3 months ago and then now your last day?
So I've done a couple internships or internships in the past. Very different from what I expected, or very different from here and from what I expected coming in.
What did you expect? What did you expect a private equity real estate firm to be like?
One thing was the environment that I expected was like much more stiff, not fun. Like nobody's really like friends. But when I came in, even on the first day, like I had smiles. I had people telling me like, "We're so excited for you to be here," and like even you and some other people high up just like welcoming me in and being really friendly to me. And I was like, oh, like this is a place where like they're actually friends here. Like they talk to each other like they're friends. They act like they're friends. They must actually be friends. And so that was kind of the first thing, was you guys are very professional in the way that you do things, but that doesn't come at a cost for the friendliness and the relationships that can be built. And so that was the most surprising thing to me, that when I came in, I expected like super strict, hard line, which you guys are as far as numbers wise, like everything's got to be clean and tight, but the relationships are genuine and not just like work only type of things.
What's the biggest thing you've learned over the last 3 years, over the last 3 months?
I think there's a couple things. One is on the finance side, the attention to detail. Like I'm hearing Michael make pitches, or I'm looking at some of the pro formas that we're going through, and I'm seeing like without attention to detail and looking at, okay, if this property doesn't do what we want it to do, like how does this look? If it does better than we want it to do, how does this look? Let's make sure this makes sense for our investors. Like the attention to detail that requires is huge, but it pays off so much. Like you see the properties and you're like, oh, this thing didn't go as we expected it to. It's all good. We stress tested for that. We're ready for that. So on the finance side, I think, and all the financial analysis that I've looked at, is it really pays off to be very meticulous and intentional about what you're doing, and that's something I've really appreciated here. And then the other thing I think is genuine connection. I mean, I touched on this in the company, but I think this extends to outside the company as well. Like when we're talking to potential investors or meeting with, it could even be meeting with insurance companies, right? Like we come across as people that like are actually genuinely interested in whoever we're meeting. Like we're here to help whoever we're here to help, and we're here to like be a type of family in a way, while still maintaining all the attention to detail and professionalism. So I think those probably be the two things, is interactions in the future that I go into. I want to be very genuine. I want to be who I am, and friendly. And then also like whatever I'm working on, working diligently and making sure I'm focusing on the details.
All right, last thing. Out of what you just experienced here, do you think when you graduate you'll have a desire to work for an existing company or start your own company, or potentially both, a combination of both?
Both, for sure. I think I really appreciate being able to come into a system and be part of a team. And it's kind of like, it's beautiful to know your role and just be able to operate and work hard in that role, and know and trust that you got other people that got your back in the other roles, because you can't do everything all the time. But also, I have seen kind of more of the creative side, especially just watching you, how you operate and do things. And I'm like, oh, like I would love to be someone who kind of is that leader, that head of being able to create things and a whole new vision or a whole new company, whatever that is. That's kind of always been, I think, a dream of mine. Is that's why I'm majoring in business management and accounting as well, is because that's something I want to do. I want to know the finance. I want to know the more of the business and the managing sides, that someday I can kind of do that on my own. But I think that's just kind of, this experience at the company has definitely encouraged me the same way of like, it's empowered me to go do something like maybe a little risky, maybe a little hard, and it'll pay off. Like you don't make it right the first time, keep pushing, you'll make it right. You'll get there. And it's been, I think, both.
All right, man. It was a pleasure having you. We're going to miss you. Hopefully we see you next summer.
Yeah.
The one after that. All right, brother.
Appreciate it.